Battle Styles was regarded as the worst set from the Sword and Shield era, but it looks like even the worst of sets from this block, which is the Sword and Shield block, actually will go up in price. Is it because of the set being great in general? Is it because of the block being great in general? Or does it have more to do with the alternate art cards in the set that have really been pushing up the sealed product? Let's discuss it in today's video as we take a look at the sealed product. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VMAT. If you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and joining all the fun we have here. Today we're going to be talking about Battle Styles. This was actually the first set from the Sword and Shield era that contained alternate art cards. People didn't really know how they felt about it at first. I really enjoyed them. It was actually the first boxes I ever bought from the Sword and Shield era was Battle Styles. I didn't buy any of the boxes before. I bought like some sealed product, some Pokemon tins and Pokeballs, but I never actually bought any booster boxes. This was the first booster box I bought from the Sword and Shield era, and it didn't do well for a very long time, but it has actually finally started to go up in price. And has it been going up in price? Oh boy, let me show you a little bit later in today's video. Actually, the first product that I want to show you guys, the first sealed product, is actually one of the V-Striker tins. It is Tyranitar V. Yes, this is one of the other V-Striker tins. This is the Empoleon one. I'll show you that in just a sec. But right now it is sitting at $25.87. Obviously a more popular Pokemon, and it's actually the Pokemon that has the most expensive alternate art in the set as well, Tyranitar. Beautiful. It is sitting at $25.87 right now. And if you look at that, this is the 1 month trend. It's really been on the rise. It bottomed out around $23.72 on May 5th. But you look at the 3 month trend, yeah, it really started to bottom out just at around May 4th to May 6th, and then has been on a rise along with the majority of sealed product from Battle Styles. The next V-Striker tin is another one that's been having a very similar price movement, currently sitting at $22.85. So it is, you know, not quite as expensive. Obviously, I think Tyranitar is probably a more popular Pokemon. Came out and ran the Neo block, which is probably one of the most, not just popular, but exciting blocks in Pokemon. It was the second generation. You know, a lot of kids, they kind of were getting out of the game. They're nervous about it, but overall, the Neo block, not just the cards, but just the games in general, like Gold and Silver, have been doing really well, and it brought a lot of iconic Pokemon to the game, like Lugia as well. Now, what's cool about this is you can get a variety of packs from the Sword and Shield era. It's not just Battle Styles packs, so if you're into anything else, you actually have a nice mix here. So if you want like a nice little mix of Sword and Shield action, this is actually one of the better tins to grab for sure. Next up, we are going to be talking about the Battle Styles Booster Pack. This one, it's still pretty cheap. It's still under $4, $3.58 right now. For its market price, it looks like it did bottom out in the last month around May 19th at $3.47. But if you look at like the 6 month trend, it had an even lower price point at one point at $3.22. Look at the 1 year trend. It was even lower at $3.06. So it was around $3 for a year or two. It had some ups and downs, pretty volatile price movements actually in general. But it does look like it's got a nice healthy growth right now. It probably will likely continue to go up since, you know, all of the Sword and Shield stuff is out of print and you can't find it on the Pokemon Center website even. So the blister pack, which are definitely more of a collector piece, because, you know, people still debate back and forth whether or not you can still like weigh the packs. It's definitely more difficult to weigh a blister pack, and obviously these are also great if you're a collector. If you're like someone who has the actual display pieces for these. I'm trying to grab one from Toys R Us right now. I don't know if it'll be great for the little man cave in the basement, but in general, they make better display pieces. You can't really display booster packs unless you put it on something. It's not really sturdy. This one, you can definitely display it a little better, and it is sitting at $5.18, but actually it was highest price is $5.26, and that was at the beginning of May. Next up is the booster box, the holy grail of collectibles and collecting in the Pokemon sphere. This is the grail. This is the creme de la creme, and it's been going up like crazy. It's sitting at $134.91 right now, and it's been on a tear in the last month. Literally 30 days ago, it's sitting at $117.11. So it's went up by like $17 in just 1 month. If you look at the 3 month trend, it's also been kind of on the rise, though I would argue the last month has had a lot more stronger growth, obviously. But regardless, a lot of the Sword and Shield boxes, if you go just search any of them on TCG Player and look at the graphs in the past 3 months, all of them have pretty much been going up, especially the ones specifically with the alternate art cards. And that was the very first set from Sword and Shield that had the alternate art cards, and that was Battle Styles. Beautiful. I have a few booster boxes, so I'm happy to see this price go up. You know, it was really cheap for a long time, so a lot of people could have bought, you know, at pretty cheap prices, and now people are getting excited about the alt arts even in this set. And I also have the alternate art Tyranitar. It's probably one of my favorite pieces from the Sword and Shield era. Next up, we have the set of 2, the Battle Styles Elite Trainer Boxes. If you have the set of 2, it is currently sitting at $67.77. The ETBs, I feel like from Sword and Shield, they don't have the same kind of price strength as the Sun and Moon XY boxes. I don't know what it is. Maybe they just overprinted them or something, but they just, yeah, they don't really have that same feeling as like having like a Sun and Moon ETB. It's just, I don't know, the price has been going down, not in just here, but if you look at these singles as well, $36.86 right now for the Urshifu one. If you look at the 6-month trend though, its highest price point was actually at the beginning of the year, January 1st to January 7th at $37.68. Now the red one, which is the Urshifu one, is currently sitting at $35.67, and it's really been going down over the past week or so. But if you look at the 1-year trend, its highest price point was actually in October 23rd to October 29th, sitting at $39.52, and it's pretty much been on the decline ever since then, which is very weird because the ETBs, you know, it also contains booster packs and other collectibles as well that are specific to battle styles, but if you compare it to like the booster box, it just shows that booster boxes in general are just like the pinnacle of collecting for the Pokemon TCG card game. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are down below about this situation. I think it's interesting, but I think what's more interesting about in general the wider scope of the Sword and Shield products is that any of the sets that have alternate arts seem to be going up at a much faster rate than the older sets in the Sword and Shield era. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave your thoughts about it down below in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.